Hello, everybody. Boy, it's been a while since I've made one of these. It's been way too long. But I have a new topic to finally talk about. Also, I was very, very busy um, with teaching and preparing for actually what this whole video is about. I was preparing for a trip back to my hometown in America, which was a lovely, lovely trip. Um, so, reasons why I took the trip. I guess I'll start with that. Well, the trip itself was a 3 week trip back to America, back to my hometown to see family, friends, be home for Christmas and New Year's. A big reason why I took it was for those reasons I just listed for family, friends, Christmas, and New Year's to see everybody and be home for the holidays and talk about my life in Japan that it's been so far. I also took it because they kind of recommended with where I live in Japan, the winters can be brutal and they can be very isolated and make you feel very lonely and very, for lack of a better word, upset. So they kind of advise to make a trip, whether it be home to a different country to see friends in Japan. Just have something to look forward to in the cold, lonely weather. To be excited about something, to keep your energy up, and to not be too down and feel alone. So I decided to go home naturally, which is what a lot of people do. That being said, let's talk about the trip. Um, I realized when going home that this was my first time flying by myself and not in a big group. So that was exciting to deal with. It was very stressful for me to learn how to go through the airports, where I need to be for my gates and stuff. I was my own leader, which was something I was not used to in terms of the airport. But obviously, I got it done to go there and to come back. I've made it back safe and sound. I learned a lot about how to navigate airports and what have you. But I also had the realization when doing that, I had been living in Japan for 5 months, and this was my first time going home. So that was really interesting to realize how long I'd been gone from America, because it did not feel like 5 months. The time had really flown by, and it was crazy when I went through security and customs, and they were asking me, how long I was in Japan, why was I in Japan, why was I going to America, and whatnot. That was the first time I'd put into words how long I'd been in Japan. So that was when I realized, oh wow, it's been a very long time since I've been home. But going home was fantastic. It was exactly what I needed. I'll get to that later. But let's talk about some reverse culture shocks that I experienced that some people may also experience. I'm not sure. But the first thing, and it's the funniest thing that I've been talking about with everyone, is sizes. Oh my goodness, American sizes are huge, and I forgot. So while living in Japan, going to a fast food restaurant or something like that, I tend to order mediums. They're not too big of a size. They're pretty much about the size of this mug, not too large. They're a very drinkable size, if anything, and they're very rational in the size. So naturally, when I landed in Minneapolis on my trip back to America, back to my hometown, I stopped at an Arby's in the airport and ordered a meal, and they asked me what size, and I said medium, just out of habit, out of natural response. And boy, oh boy, was that much more than I bargained for. I used to be able to drink pop a lot when I was in America. I love drinking pop, Mountain Dew being my favorite. But man, the I was caught off guard by how big that cup was. I had completely forgotten in my 5 months in Japan how big sizes were in America. Not only cup sizes, but just general food portion sizes altogether. First couple weeks that I was like, for like the first week that I was home, eating cooked meals or just going to a restaurant or whatever, I struggled to finish meals that I could normally eat double of when I lived in America. The portions are really huge, and you tend to forget that when you have been away, even for just 5 months. That doesn't seem like a very long time to forget that, but I had completely forgotten about portion sizes and the difference, and it showed. It showed definitely to friends and family. I struggled with eating and drinking meals and drinks that I used to be able to just casually slurp on and have fun with. But I would say by the end of the 3 weeks that I was home, I was able to, get back in the swing of American sized portions. So now I'm learning to not have those portion sizes again, which is an interesting thing to do unknowingly, because everything here seems more adequate. It makes more sense on sizes here. I don't feel like I'm eating too much. I don't feel like I'm overeating or drinking way too much pop or way too much soda or anything like that. Some other things that were kind of reverse culture shocks. I forgot that you were supposed to say bless you after people sneeze, and that was a fun thing to experience. So people here don't say bless you. There's a big historical reason why. Essentially, saying bless you comes from Christianity, and people here are not really Christian, so therefore none of them say bless you. You just sneeze and you go on about your day. So I didn't think much of it. Didn't think much of saying bless you after people sneeze, but apparently that does bother some people when you don't do that. So I was told by some people to bless them, and I remembered that that was a thing. But other than that, there wasn't really too many things that caught me off guard that I had to remember how to do. I guess you could count driving, but that was pretty. Once I drove a car in America again, I kind of picked it back up. So, but those were some big reverse culture shocks that I experienced, and thought would be fun to share in a video since I haven't made one in a long time. And I know a certain special someone that works with my father has been waiting for me to make another video. So here you are, whether you like this one or not. But I want to conclude the video with talking about the benefits of this trip because they are astronomical. I solidified my thoughts on what I was doing. I realized while I was home that I was ready to get back and see my students again and be teaching again. And that made me feel good because it reassured that I was doing something that I loved and that I wanted to be here, which is very nice. It was also great because it was like pressing a reset button. It was good to see my family. It kind of wiped away the isolation that I'd started to feel here. It was just a nice refresh of feelings, of emotions. It was good to see everybody. I felt, it was nice. I really can't put it into terms of how good it made me feel, but it was genuinely something that I needed, and it was great to see everybody and to talk to everyone and kind of press the reset button and rebuild my energy to come back for this year and be able to tackle these challenges. But ultimately, it just showed me that I'm happy with where I'm at in life, and that even when you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and you have fears of simple things like I said, going through the airport by myself. I was terrified to do that. You realize a lot about yourself, and that might sound cliche or silly, but I've really learned a lot about myself with this trip. Mainly being that I've made the right decisions in life. I have a great support system with my family. I'm very blessed to be doing this opportunity of teaching English in Japan, and the fact that there was a person who was asking me to make another video just shows that even these videos are something that people are interested in. So I'm very thankful with where I'm at in life, and this trip has done nothing but help me realize how great and blessed my life is. And I just want to thank everyone for being a part of this. Whether you were a friend who saw me at home, you're someone that watches these videos, or you're just somebody who wishes the best for people in life. There's a lot of things that prevent people from trying scary things, but sometimes you have to take a risk in life, and it's absolutely worth it. And this is one of those risks that's absolutely worth it, and I'm loving every second of it. With that, I will end my ramble that got a lot deeper than I anticipated it to, but that's why I like these videos. It lets me clear my thoughts in my mind. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble and look above the camera 90% of this video. This is a new laptop, so I hope maybe the audio and video is a little better, but I'm not holding my breath because it's still a laptop camera. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll try to make another one in a quicker fashion than this one, with maybe some more topics about actually living in Japan and not so much about my personal trip home. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. Please let me know if you want me to talk about anything in the next one, and I will see you next time.